I'm the one that people can lean on. I'm the one that's going to take care of business. And I just want to let that part of me rest for a bit. Let her get her long earned nap while I let the free spirit part of me out to play. Hi, friends. These days, I'm really learning to slow down, put myself first, and think about the possibilities and what I want for my future. As you know, I retired from my full-time job a couple of months ago. I've been doing a whole lot of just kind of hanging around my house, learning how to be still and not need to be on the go all the time. Last year, 2024, started out like every year. I think this is going to be my year. As the year went on, I just felt more and more like stressed from my job, and I started to get this feeling that like I'm not going to be able to keep doing this. Even though I was making good money and near, I guess, the top of my career at that point, I just wasn't happy, and I felt like I was aging at a really fast rate and started struggling more and more with crippling anxiety. I've always been kind of a nervous, worrier person my whole life, but I generally don't let that stop me or slow me down. I just push through, but anxiety had been causing me insomnia. It was kind of a bumpy ride until around the fall when I decided I'm going to sell this house across the street that I had bought as a project. I'm going to leave my 9-to-5 job. I'm going to figure out a way to make ends meet while I take some time to be semi-retired and figure out what I want to do and just kind of learn a different way of being, because I've always been a go-getter, an overachiever, a stressed out person who does way too much. That's me. That's what I've always been. So this has been really good for me. I'm not like rolling in the money right now. I'm kind of watching every penny, but I'm really feeling really relaxed. Excited for the weather to finish warming up. I can already see signs of the garden trying to come to life. The daffodils have started to bloom, and I'm planning on, other than one big road trip that I'm planning on taking early summer, I'm planning on basically spending the rest of this year here in my home and in my garden and with my chickens and my dogs and my grown adult children that live with me and around me. And I am just experiencing such a sense of kind of peace and freedom right now, even though I don't have a lot of money. I can't do a lot with it, but it's pretty peaceful around here right now. I do want to go back to what I just said about the road trip. I'm planning on taking off in my van. So the reason I'm really making this video is because I find myself going back and forth. Some days, I guess the anxiety kind of kicks in, and I start thinking about how many months do I have before I need to start looking for a full-time job again. And then sometimes the dreamer overrides everything and says, what do you really want? And can you continue this underemployed, semi-retired lifestyle for the duration? I sat down the other day and kind of tried to write out what is my vision for my optimal life right now. And what I kept coming back to was hitting the road in my van. In addition to peace and freedom, I'm feeling kind of the need to get out west where there's wide open spaces and kind of get away from people, I guess, and just civilization and just spend time in nature. So what I really want to do, if I'm just going to be completely in dream mode right now, I'm going to tell you what I would like my days to look like for at least a while. I need to get this out of my system. I want to be able to just wake up in the morning, make myself a little coffee, have a little breakfast, think about what I want to do with my day and which way I want to go, and then just kind of go where my interest takes me. I want to be able to walk in nature and sit in the peace and quiet and hear the birds singing and just be alone with my thoughts, be disconnected from all this craziness in the world and social media and the news and my phone constantly dinging because I'm in real estate and that's what happens. I really want to see the parts of this country that I haven't seen yet, which is about 15 states. I've seen about 35. I haven't counted them lately, but that's mostly the whole swath across the northern United States, from like Michigan going all the way west and then all the way out to the Pacific Northwest and Utah and Wyoming and Idaho. And I've been to Vegas, but I'd like to see northern Nevada, like that whole big area of the Northwest where I have not been. And then maybe even up into Canada a bit if the weather's warm, because I'm not about to be camping in the cold. That's not me. I'd like to hike, spend time all day. It's been like a full day, whenever I feel like it, out on a trail by myself, enjoying nature and exploring. I'd like to swim in all the natural bodies of water, lakes and rivers and oceans, and just drive and see the country. I love to drive. I love when I am on like a road trip. My favorite kind of solo vacation, if I'm going to be by myself, and I do like to travel by myself, but my optimal solo vacation is basically I've got a vehicle and I'm just driving and seeing things. Last year, or 2023 now, when I rented the van and went out and flew out to California and rented a minivan, I spent like 8 days out there, and I put about 1,200 miles on that rented minivan because I just wanted to see as much of California as I could. So I went from basically Big Sur all the way up to Northern California on the Pacific Coast Highway, back down through the middle. Anyway, I love to drive, and I want to drive. I want to hike. I want to swim. I want to spend time in nature, spend time alone, think, read, meditate, write. But also, I do want to meet people. It's not that I just want to be away from any humans. I want to meet weird people out on the road, weird people like me. There are so many people that are just nomads, and they're all over YouTube. And I don't think that this is just some whim that I've got in my head. I've been on this kick for about 5 years now. And I bought the minivan 5 years ago, over 5 years ago. And I have taken a couple of long trips in it, but not all the way out there. And I had the 9-to-5 job, which was always my excuse for not taking a long extended trip with no agenda. And I don't have that anymore. I have a part-time teaching job that I am committed to through the middle of April. And after that, I don't have any commitments right now. So I guess what I really want to do with this phase of my life is release my free spirit. Underneath this kind of uptight, overachieving, eldest daughter, type A, always the adultiest adult in the room. That's been me. I've always said that, and people tell me that. I'm the one that's going to fix the problems when they happen. I'm the one that's going to know what to do. I'm the one that's not going to freak out. I'm the one that people can lean on. I'm the one that's going to take care of business. And I just want to let that part of me rest for a bit. Let her get her long-earned nap while I let the free spirit part of me out to play. That's what I want to do. So, I don't know what's going to happen later this year, whether I'll be able to continue this journey free of a full-time job, but I'm really trying hard to let that part of myself off the hook for now. What would you do if you didn't have any commitments and you had maybe 3 months? You had time, no commitments, and you had just enough money to pay the bills, what would you do with that time? What would you want to do? Where would you want to go? What would you want to get out of it? I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments, and I've just shared mine with you. That's just kind of my Saturday afternoon rambling. I hope that it's at least been somewhat entertaining, and I'll see you in the next video.